every stream I'm on is so crucial. Like even my team earlier, we made mistakes and score streaks. Parasite, I wanted to not punch him, but I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him deep down as the URC. We had control of the hill, and he used a lightning strike when we had control of it. Hill number 3, there was absolutely no reason for him to call it. That's like wasting your score streak, especially on a map like Slums, for example. Slums is a huge map for score streaks, so you can break any spawn. You can break any setup with that. Either middle hill, second hill, third hill, or fourth hill. There's always a guy in the back holding spawns. If you kill that guy, that's when you can get the spawns, and it's so important. So let's get into this SnD right here. We got who we want to watch?
Why don't we start it off with Ricky? We didn't watch him as much back in that last one, so we'll start it off with him. And, you know, I'm actually going to switch it to go on board with the offensive team. So I'm going to look at Immortal, the man who went off for his team last match. And one thing, you guys listening in, this is Rambo telling you guys what you need to do to be successful, especially with the newly implemented score streaks into competitive gaming. But hopping right back into the action, we're looking at Immortal from Essence, and he spots someone coming up the flank. That is going to be Mbos, but Mbos will shut him down with that M8A1. And Zoa, that is Ego, taking out Fellow. And we also see Bree Baby with her own kill onto Doubt. Moving back around here is Bree Baby, and I believe she actually knows where they are. Indeed, she does. Moving in on someone right now. Not sure if she knows that he's there. Now she certainly does. Moving around here, jumping behind the van. Very nice move. Very smart move at that. And Bree Baby now trying to move over here, and it looks like she's going to try to run up there and challenge him. But whoever that was actually ran over toward that B side, out of the way, and her teammate does go down in the 2v1. So you have to wonder what went wrong there, whether it was a miscommunication or whether maybe Bree Baby just was trying to go in there and be a little bit reckless.
Well, I mean, at that point, the Bree Baby's strategy, mindset was right, but her teammate needed to stay alive at that point because bomb is down now, and now this is where they're pretty much screwed. Like there's no way she's going to be able to clutch that in that situation. Get ready for the next round. In Search and Destroy, especially, you want to be able to stack you want to be able to stick together as much as you can. Because especially on offense. In offense, pretty much, you want to play the bomb to your advantage and you want to trade kills effectively. On defense, you want to try and get the pick of someone rushing you, and then you play it to your advantage, mainly sitting back, keep watching choke points. But in that situation, it was a 2-on-2 situation. After we saw it was a 2-on-4 actually to start off with, if I believe. And then Bree got a kill and her teammate got a kill. So at that point, they should have been. She was in the top window and her teammate was at the bomb side. They should have been staying together at that point. That's when they went wrong, when they split it up. And as soon as they split it up, the bomb guy died, and that's when, if your bomb guy dies and it'll bomb down, then the player pretty much, as we saw, the player ran away from her, and that was it. That was the round right there.
Yeah, and it looks like we are going to kick off this side with Doubt from IcoNs, and he spots someone over there near B, and it looks like they are retreating now. Not sure who it was, but no, they choose to come back and challenge, and it works out for him, and that was Immortal taking out Ego. Immortal with some great gun skill, but Doubt shuts him down with the PDW with the laser sight. Moving back around here, it looks like it is a 3v3 situation. Bomb coming back over to the B side. Now, if you're IcoNs in this situation, you have the 1-0 lead. You also have the series lead at 1-0 due to that hard point. What do you think IcoNs needs to do to try to close it out right here on SnD with Essence trying to fight back and stay in it?
Well, they're playing really well there. We saw, actually, I want to talk about that round first. We saw Immortal got a kill at the start, and it was a 4-on-3 situation. We saw him just pretty much run out in the open, which was kind of like really questionable, if you ask me. I mean, if you're on defense and you get the first kill, you should never try and give up an easy kill like that. He kind of just ran in the open and gave Doubt, an SMG player, and he had an AR somewhat at a decent distance, gave him an easy kill. So that's the thing you never do. That's pretty much what Essence needs to stop doing. I mean, they're not completely getting outslayed right now. Mbos is 4-0 top on board with him. He's probably close to getting streak. But pretty much it's pretty much up to the players. I mean, IcoNs just needs to keep slaying. That's what they're doing well right now. We saw Doubt go huge with slaying kills in the first map, and we see now Mbos like 4-0, getting a long range shot here. I was gonna try and go for the pick through the wall. That's huge. Mbos is about 2 kills away from his hunter killer. One thing also interesting to talk about is score streaks. A lot of teams seem to use the RC car in Search and Destroy now. I feel like the RC car is useless, even though it's easier to get. It's something you can get, but the thing about that score sheet is you can't move when you use it. So you can maybe use it to spot, maybe use it to try and get a kill if you're lucky. But it's really like, the only reason I can see using it is kind of like, it's more like a scout guy where the car will run in and they'll shoot it, but you'll know where they are at that point. But I don't know. Oh, actually, Immortal Embo's being greedy there. I feel like Embo should have played a bit slower. That's not what Immortal. Oh, actually,
too close. Fight harder.
Ricky.
Yeah, looks like Ricky moving back around here, avoiding the gunfight. It is going to be a 3v3 situation. And it looks like the bomb's about to go down at that A site. Indeed it does, right there by Drewby86. Moving back around those Drewby, and he cleans up Doubt, jumping right into him. No fear there. And you see now someone else goes down. I believe that was actually Ego from IcoNs. Indeed it was. Now we're switching over to Immortal, seeing what he's going to be able to do. About to get into the gunfight. Spots him coming around the corner. Down goes Ricky. 2-1 though, the lead for IcoNs still, so they are in control, but it looks like Essence starting to mount a comeback, and you have to think the Essence in this coming in here, not rated as that high of a team as we know the IcoNs. I'm not sure what their seed was, but it would have been in that top 12, top 15.
They're definitely favorites in this.
So you know the Essence is going to have that lower seed. They don't really have anything to lose, going to go out here and just try to win it at all costs. IcoNs, on the other hand, they need to make sure they don't get cocky in this situation.
Yeah, and we saw IcoNs get caught with their pants down. If you find the analogy there, they pretty much just ran. They were a defensive team, and they actually got caught on the other side of the map, while Immortal and Essence got caught around. So they pretty much flipped sides on it. While we saw the guy planning, there was a player watching the offensive door of A. So I mean, that was an interesting situation there. I don't think IcoNs expected a day plant. If anything, they'd probably be out. Let's see what Immortals can play this better this time. He's actually alone, and actually, this is interesting. IcoNs playing really slow through the middle. I want to hop him over to IcoNs, see what Dow's doing. He's actually running through the middle here, trying to run by. Ooh, he's going to get caught. Ooh, he's not sure. No, he didn't know where that shot was coming. Let's hop him over back with Immortal. As he's on a 4-kill streak, he's actually halfway through. And this is something I don't like. If you look at Immortal's score streaks right now, his first score streak is a Hellstorm. Like, that's never something you want to do.
Yeah, and I feel like in SnD, you may not want to go necessarily for all those big score streaks, because when you look at Immortal, I'm not sure if he just didn't switch it up for this or whatever the case may be, but for SnD, having that orbital VSAT may not have been the best option so far. But you see Immortal right now, and he is not the last one. It is him and Drewby up against Ego and Embos. So I'm going to actually stay on Immortal due to the time left. I was going to switch over to Embos. So we see Immortal moving around here for the time being, and we're going to pull up the overhead map. You see the bomb getting ready to go down at B, it looks like. Immortal looking around, he sees it go down. Easy kill right there onto Ego, but Embos with one in return. So now it is a 1v1 situation, and Embos is going to try to come out here and challenge Immortal. You have to remember, though, Embos is a phenomenal SnD player. You can never forget that, and it looks like he just got around Immortal before Immortal really knew what happened to him. 3-1 IcoNs.
One thing about the Embos I want to point out is the fact that he's been playing Search and Destroy on game battles for a long time, and that's something that a lot of people misconcept, is the fact that the game battle Search and Destroy to the pro level Search and Destroy is very different. Game battles is very, very aggressive. People see someone, they go for him. Like we saw Embos there, he was in a situation where a bomb was on his side, but he saw an opportunity to push it and he just went for it. And that's something that a player like myself wouldn't agree with, because you have the bomb side to your advantage. He has to come to you while you push to him, which is kind of like you're pretty much taking a risk by doing that. But a lot of GB players have a lot of confidence. That's something that's scary to play against, because the amount of confidence they have in that situation is really like they're fearless pretty much.
And one thing I actually was corrected on in the chat, I was told it was Essence, it is actually Excellence. So just a clarification right there. Bree Baby and Immortals team is Excellence, not Essence. Right there, though, we do see Ricky go down to the MSMC. Ego taking out Bree Baby in response. And now we are looking at Ego running around with this M8A1 with FMJ, wondering what he's going to do here. Ego in the 1v2 situation, the bomb about to go down at A, it looks like, from Excellence. And now Ego's going to be circling around here, trying to make his move. In this situation, 1v2 Rambo, if you're in Ego's shoes, what do?
Try and get a kill, and he's about to get one. Ooh, no, that was a huge choke by Ego. If we would have got that kill, I would have given him a chance. But now 30 seconds left there. Especially with bomb planted at A, especially, it's not that hard of a clutch to make. You just have to make sure you get that first kill and then play the bomb to your advantage. There's a lot of different areas you can come out in A, so for defending A is very difficult. That's something I've noticed. We were playing this map earlier, and we planted A once, and we had numbers, and we still ended up losing around because someone flanked around us and got a 2-piece while we weren't expecting it. So it's super important if you're trying to clutch around in a 1v2, you have to make sure you get that first pick. And like we saw there, Excellence, they had 2 players alive. They weren't really holding hands, but they were close to each other. So when we were in a 2v1 situation, you want to be close to each other, people in a trade situation. So either you have a player play the bomb if there's not a lot of time left, because the situation changes every like 10 seconds when the bomb's planted. Like a bomb that's planted at 45 seconds, that situation may vary when there's 10 seconds left, because obviously at that point you want to make them go toward the bomb. But like the earlier the time the bomb's planted, the earlier you want to make the move. So Ego is kind of caught across the map, so the longer it takes for him to get to the bomb, the harder it is for him to get the defuse off, because then the player can play like really defensive and just wait for you to go to the bomb and then know exactly where you are.
That's a very good point, actually. And I think right now in this situation, we need to pull up the overhead map, see what's going on. 4v4 still. We see the gunfight occur. Embo's going down to Immortal. I'm going to pull up the scoreboard just for a moment. You see whoever is on that Felonies account, 1-4, struggling a bit so far. Immortal at 7-3, though, looking very nice for his team. Really leading excellence so far. It is still 3-2, though, in favor of IcoNs. So why don't we switch off of Dow, go over to Ricky, see what he's doing. Immortal goes down to Ricky, and Dow is soon to follow. He goes down as well. And now let's see what happens. You hear the gunfight. Ego cleans up 1 kill. Ricky going for the plant, gets it off, and it is going to be a 2v2. Ricky catching Bree Baby with that M8A1, and Ricky with a huge kill for his team, putting the 2v1 in place. Him and Ego in the driver's seat right here. You have the 2v1 bomb planted. Easy kill for Ricky as he comes up there to help his teammate. Great teamwork.
Great play by Ricky there. He actually, the reason why he pushed forward after planting that bomb is because he would, like, as we saw him, he was on that side of the map to go plant. So their strategy involved them pushing forward, getting control of their bridge, of their lookout area, and then coming back towards the bomb. And that's when he planned. And he pushed through that side again because he was covering it earlier. So he just, instead of a mix-up between his teammate and himself, which I believe was Ego, he just went to cut off the same choke and got into a gunfight with Breeberry and did a great job of winning that. A really solid jump shot sideways and caught Breeberry with her pants down.
Yeah, right there now we see Dow moving around with that M8A1. It looks like he's just going to sit up right now, watch his teammate Embos as he goes underground right there through the middle, looking around, seeing what's going to happen. And Ego catches someone. I believe that was actually Drewby with the sniper. And great job by Doubt right there, able to come and have his teammates back, because you know Ego was actually going to go down right away there had Doubt not been there. And you have to give it to Ego as well for letting him know where he was, and they know the positioning of each other. And the fact that I was talking to Ricky earlier, he said that they'd only scrimmed once since becoming a team, showing some very good teamwork so far for scrimming so little.
Ooh, actually, Ricky almost got turned on there by Rudy. Yeah. That shot. Actually, Ricky making huge plays there. He's got score streaks now, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he didn't die last round. He got the kill on the plant, so yeah, he's definitely got score streaks going right now. That was huge. Ricky played that patient. He played it patient good, but then he kind of like shot while she ran away. He kind of like, I guess he got undecisive, which is never something you want to do as a player. Once you get undecisive, that's when things go wrong, especially in Search and Destroy, where it's a one-life thing. You don't really have a chance to make your way, but let's on board Ricky. I'm pretty sure he's got score streaks. He's got a 100 killer. Let's see how he uses this. What camo was that?
Yeah, and it looks like Ricky is going to push up here. 5-2 is the lead for IcoNs. Ricky just waiting until the timer runs out so he can use that Hunter killer. Very nice move, and it looks like IcoNs are going to close this one out right now. They do not want to push it into another round of SnD especially. Moving around here, you see Embos taking out someone with that PDW that is not actually Felonies on the account. We do see a gunfight about to occur right there over near the B-bomb. They're just sitting right next to each other, and that was actually Immortal. Goes down to Ricky right there, though. But Ego taken out in the process, and now I believe it is a 2v1. Make that a 1v2 now. And I thought it was a 2v2 rather, excuse me.
But someone just died. So.
So now it is a 2v1. Ricky, the last one up for IcoNs. Not sure who he's up against here from Excellence, but it will be Bree Baby and Drewby now that we look at the scoreboard. So Ricky making his move over toward this A-bomb, and it does not look like they expect him to be there. I
don't really like how they're set up right now. If you look at the minimap, they're pretty much both looking at the same exact thing. They kind of need to be closer together and holding hands on this situation. They're kind of giving up both bomb sites as well. Actually, bomb was planted. Can Ricky get away from it? Ooh, Ricky getting away was huge there. Ooh, I didn't like that play at all. I want to talk about this. Can I talk about this?
Yeah, I would love to talk about it because it looks like Ricky just messed up bad.
So we saw earlier. While we were casting earlier, we saw someone do that, right? Someone ran away and didn't not get away. Ricky had the chance to get away in that situation. Now, this is something about A-bomb is when you get away and they know where you went from, you have to come back. But he was weak. We're looking at kill cam right now. He got shot there. So for him to come right back out like that was just not a smart play. He didn't really know where the other opponent was, so at that point he could maybe like try to juke something that unexpected, like going up the ladder or giving it a few seconds and coming back to bomb. Because, like I said, guys, once you have bomb on your side, that's when you got to use it. Like if he would have went all the way around, he wouldn't have time to do that. So he did have to come back through that area at some point. But coming right back at that, I did not like that play at all. I felt like, especially he was like maybe 1 kill away from a score streak, even just giving that round up. Like he was losing that round anyways, maybe just waiting for someone to come by him, getting that kill and leading to score streak would have been something to do.
Do you think that part of the reason might have been that Ricky just got overconfident in his shot right there? Thought he easily had that kill, jumping back around the corner. Embos and Ricky picking up some kills. It looks like Ricky actually did have his lightning strike score streak saved up, so he was able to take that one out, which he had to have gotten last round because he just walked in there with the Hunter Killer. Embos taking out Bree Baby, and now we're looking at Ricky trying to redeem himself. No need though, as Embos secures the kill onto Drewby. Excellence goes down. They'll be bumped into the losers bracket while we see IcoNs advance in the winners bracket. Very nicely played. Rambo giving a hand to Ego.
It was always fun watching my dudes play. That was a pretty good performance by IcoNs. Like you said, they were like you said, Ricky said, told you they were in practice. They haven't played that much, so for them to come in and getting some games, that's the important thing about a LAN, especially a first LAN for a first team. Getting a few games in before you play like a really strong team is something that's going to be really beneficial to anyone. Because like we saw Envy lose the match earlier, because you get into a groove, you get used to your teammates on LAN, because LAN is a different atmosphere. You're not playing in your own cubicle at home. There's noise around you. There's different things that come into play. So, and there's a lot more stress involved in LAN play because you're next to your teammates and there's more at stake. So, being like a new team is kind of like hinders your confidence level a bit, especially an unpracticed team. Like even my team's probably one of the teams that played the most up to this tournament. I'm still not feel like we're practiced enough. So for a team that like this team that has just played once, I mean, I can't even imagine how they feel at this point. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this tournament goes. I mean, Bree Baby and them they showed up. They did a decent job. I mean, I was expecting more of a blowout, to be honest. So they held up a decent fight. So.
Yeah, very nicely played job. Very nicely played game by Excellence, excuse me. But at the same time, you knew the IcoNs going in there was the favorite, and they proved it with that 2-0 win. And I'm